Morning, everyone. So, in our last class, we have discussed about properties of amines, that to be aliphatic amine, properties of aliphatic amines. Okay. Next, now we are going to discuss about the characteristic reactions of aromatic amines. Okay, let's see. So, what is aromatic amines? So, aromatic amines are nothing but amines have a which are connected to a benzene ring. Okay. So, for example, this is benzene ring. Okay, so this is NH2 aniline, so this is known as aniline. And now this is already we have studied about this one. These are aliphatic amines and these are aromatic amines. Okay, so the aromatic amines can undergo two types of reactions. One type of reaction generally occurs at NH2 group or the inverse NH2 group, and second one is on ring. Second type of reactions are on ring. So the reactions which occurs at rings. So these reactions are generally electrophilic substitution type of reactions. Okay. So the reactions which occurs on benzene ring, those reactions are which type of reaction? Those are electrophilic substitution reactions. So these are as like previously we have studied in benzene. Okay. So in the benzene, so generally benzene undergo which type of reactions? Aromatic substitution reactions. Okay, so this is benzene ring and it undergo which type of reactions? Aromatic substitution reaction. So one of the hydrogen of the benzene is replaced with NH2 group. Okay, let's see what is the nature of NH2 group. So NH2 group is a electron releasing group, ERG group. So this donates its lone pair of electrons to whom? Benzene. So thereby what happens? The resonance takes place. So this thing will happen. Okay, so that's why this NH2 group is known as ERG, ring activating group. So ring electron ring activating groups, ERG groups. Okay, electron donating groups also. So these are generally ERG groups are known as ortho and para directing group to whom incoming electrophile. So these electron releasing groups directs incoming electrophile to attack or combine at either ortho position or para position. So that's why these ERG groups are known as ortho para directing groups. So directing. So these groups directs incoming electrophile where it to be attached. So this whole thing, everything will be we will understand about if you understand the what we say resonance, then it is easy to understand all those things. Okay, next page. Add page. Okay. So if you look at the resonance, just recall the resonance. So already in previous classes you have learned about this resonance. So this is the lone pair of electrons comes here, then this double bond shifted on ortho carbon. So then what happens? So first write the unaffected bonds are the bonds which are not participated in resonance. So this carbon will get the negative charge, and now this single bond becomes double bond, and here NH2. And this nitrogen has donated its electron to this carbon atom, so that's why this nitrogen gets the positive charge. Next step, what happens? This negative charge comes here, and then the double bond shifted on para. So again, we may get this type of resonating structure. So these are unaffected part. So first we need to write unaffected part. And then what happened here? The new bond is formed, and here this carbon acquires negative charge. Again, this negative charge comes here. Again, this bond comes on para position. So again, so we need to write what first? Unaffected part. This is unaffected part. So here double bond, and here a new bond is formed, and this carbon again attains or gets the negative charge. Now what happens again? This negative charge comes here, then this double bond again shifted on positively charged nitrogen atom. So again, So this is unaffected part, and then a double bond is formed here, and this double bond becomes as single bond, and this nitrogen again it gets its donated electron, so that's why it becomes neutral. So this is resonance. So if you observe these resonating structures, so here see negative charge presented ortho, and this is para, and this is ortho. So that means ortho and para positions are electron rich with respect to or compared to which position? Meta position. In mono-substituted benzene, we may have three positions. So this is okay. So I will write. This is mono-substituted benzene. So this is substitution, and this position is known as ortho. This position is known as meta, and this position is known as para. Again comes here. This is substituted carbon adjacent to substituted carbon. That position is again ortho. Adjacent to ortho, that is sorry, meta position. So this is meta position. So this is about the positions and mono-substituted benzene. So generally anilines undergo which type of reactions? Electrophilic substitution reaction. The electrophile always prefers to attack at electron-rich position. It prefers to attack at electron-rich positions. So if you look at the resonance, we can easily identify which positions are electron-rich or which position acquires or attains the negative charge. What are those? Ortho and para. So that's why these electron releasing groups are generally what we say activating groups. Electron releasing groups are EG are known as ring activating groups. Activating means it is activated. So that means the presence of electron releasing group increases the reactivity of benzene nucleus towards electrophilic substitution reactions. Okay, and again, and these electron releasing groups directs incoming electrophile to attack at or combines at which position? Ortho and para position. So that's why these groups are also known as ortho and para directing groups. So our amines. So come to this. So that means our amines undergo which type of reactions? Electrophilic substitution reaction, and the electrophile attacks at which positions? Ortho and para positions. Okay, let's see. Now we need to discuss one more point. So that is what? Reactivity. Reactivity. Reactivity towards electrophilic substitution reactions. So here see, we may have benzene, and the substitution may be electron releasing group. So here this is ERG group, and we have one more substitution, one type of substitution, that is electron withdrawing group. So EWG, electron withdrawing group. So if you compare the reactivity of these three towards electrophilic substitution reactions, so which are more reactive? The benzene nucleus, which is attached or connected to electron releasing group. Why? Why? Because this electron releasing group donates or pumps the electrons, so thereby electron density on benzene nucleus increases. So here it is our reference, and here see. So this electron withdrawing group. So what is the role of this one? This pulls the electrons from the benzene nucleus, thereby cause benzene as electron deficient. So that's why the benzene ring, which is attached to electron withdrawing group, so that is less reactive, or we can say least reactive. Okay. Okay. Next, let's see the reactions. Some reactions. So first one is halogenation. So I will show you comparative reactivity. I will compare the reactivity of this. So this is benzene. When this benzene undergo bromination in presence of CCl4, then what happens? We may get only one type of, or generally we use FeBr3, but because Lewis acids. So this is HBr in case of benzene. So this is bromination in case of benzene. Whereas in case of aniline, so which is more reactive, benzene or aniline? Aniline is more reactive. So what happens? So bromine in presence of water, it immediately undergoes faster, or spontaneously it undergo multiple bromination. So we can say tribromination. So not one bromination, three bromination. So this is first carbon, this is second carbon, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So we can say 2, 4, 6 tribromo aniline. So it is a yellow colored substance. It is yellow colored substance. And here we may get H3HBr as byproduct. So here see what happens. 3 bromination takes place. So 3 times bromination. How many times? 3 times undergone are taken place. So that means 3 reactive positions are occupied by. So here incoming electrophile is bromonium ion. So this is bromonium ion. So generally we need to assume why, because this bromine molecule itself considered as electrophile, neutral electrophile. So in case of Fe, when we are using FeBr3 plus Br2, so we may get FeBr4 along with Br plus. So this is electrophile. So here also this bromine molecule itself acts as an electrophile. Okay. So that means if you want to see the reaction mechanism, I will show you. So this is aniline. This is aniline, and here, so this is bromine molecule. So this lone pair of electrons shifted here, then this double bond shifts here. So it facilitates the breakage of bromine molecule. So then what happens? So here double bond, and here a new double bond is formed. This is NH2. It will acquire positive charge. Here we have one Br hydrogen and Br. So it is eliminated as Br. Now next step, what happens? This H plus, elimination of H plus taken place. So that allows again retaining of aromaticity of benzene nucleus. So sorry, retaining aromaticity of benzene nucleus. Okay, so here NH2 and remaining is Br, and here we made Br. So if you recall the resonance in previous slide, okay, I will show you here. In this slide, here see, okay, not here see. So how many position got a negative charge? Ortho, para, and ortho. So that's why the 3 positions which acquired negative charge. So during the resonance, so those 3 are participated in bromination. Okay, so that's why what we get here, we get tribromo product. Okay, so this is that reaction. Aniline. So when that is treated with Br2 in presence of water, AQ means aqueous water. So we may get tribromo 2, 4, 6 tribromo aniline. And next reaction it is here see. So another example, he shown one more example. So here this is somewhat extension to this. This is here NH2 and bromine. So again same condition. So this is also electron ERG group, and this is also ERG group. But among these two, between these two, or out of these two, which is strong electron withdrawing group, electron releasing group? This is strong electron releasing group. So that's why here also a reaction taken place. We may get disubstituted or dibromination. So dibromination here, with respect to this, these are ortho positions. With respect to this, these are ortho positions. So which ortho position generally undergo in reaction or participate in bromination reaction? The ortho position which is adjacent to strong electron releasing group. So obviously that is what NH2. So that's why we may get this product. Okay. So this is mentioned in example. The next one is here see. In order to introduce only one halogen atom. So then what we need to do? We need to decrease the activity of ring electron releasing activity. We need to hinder or decrease the electron releasing activity. So that's why what we do. So generally we substitute one of the hydrogen with an electron withdrawing group, that is acyl group. So thereby what happened? The electron releasing nature of NH2 somewhat decreases. So thereby we can generally execute, or we can get only one brominated product. So that is ortho, and this is para. After that, what we do again, we do acidic hydrolysis. So this during acidic hydrolysis, what happens? This COCH3 part will be eliminated or removed as COOH, and thereby we can get our desired one. What is that? Monobrominated product. So directly we cannot get monobrominated product. Why? Because this NH2 is strong electron releasing group, so that facilitate the tribromination. So if you want to get, or if you want to stop a reaction, or if you want to get a monobrominated or monosubstituted product, you need to be decrease the electron releasing activity of aniline. So how we can do so? By just introducing a weak withdrawing group. So that is COCH. Next one, nitration of aniline. So already we have studied this. Again, to nitration of aniline, again we need to be decrease the electron releasing nature of NH2. How? By introducing COCH3 group. So thereby what happens? The mono nitration takes place. This nitration either takes place either ortho position or para position. So we may get two products, ortho, para, and which is major. So generally para will be major. Why? Because it is free from steric hindrance. Somewhat ortho will face some steric hindrance or retardation from this bulky group. So that's why it will be minor product, and it will be the para substituted product is major product. And then oxidation of amines. So this is very, very important here. See, this is aliphatic amines. So first primary aliphatic amine. No, sorry, not primary. Yes, it is primary. Primary aliphatic amine, when it is treated with caro acid. Caro acid means H2SO5. Already you have studied types of sulfuric acid in previous classes, and that is last year. So this caro sulfuric acid, so that facilitate the oxidation. So first what we get oxime. So this is known as C double bond NOH. This bond is known as oxime. And next secondary, so this is substituted methylated amines. Methylated amines generally we say. So that means NH2 substituted carbon is substituted to so generally, no, sorry, it is secondary amines. So secondary amines gives oximes, whereas primary amines will give aldehydes. Sorry, this is imine. This is imine. This is aldehyde. And tertiary amines again with caro will give the nitroso. Okay, I will show you. I will show you. I will show you. So oxidation of first aliphatic amines. This is aliphatic amine. So when this is treated with a strong oxidizing agent, that is KMnO4. So KMnO4 generally it releases nascent oxygen. So then what happens? First it will be converted as imine. So this is imine. This is amine. So if you remember ane, ine. So this refers what? Single bond. This refers double bond. So here also same. So due to the formation of double bond, we are using imine. So imine further on oxidation, what happens? So here, so it will get one oxygen. It will get one oxygen along with H. So it becomes as C double bond OH and aldehyde. So primary amines oxidation reaction with KMnO4 gives what? Aldehydes. Whereas secondary amines. So this is secondary amine. So secondary amine with caro acid, that is what? H2SO5. So here we may get oxime. So this is oxime. This is known as oxime. This is oxime. And the tertiary amines, sorry. Secondary amines means this group should be removed. Okay, here see. This nitrogen will attach it to one more carbon. This is secondary. And now this is tertiary amines. So tertiary amines again on caro acid oxidation. So they will give us as this one. Nitroso. This is what nitrosol. This is oxime, this is imine. So these are the oxidation reactions of tertiary amines. And next, oxidation reaction of aromatic amines. See here, see. So first what happens, oxidation of primary amine. So that is aromatic primary amine. This is the aniline. First it converted into the hydroxylamine. So further this hydroxylamine on oxidation, again it loses water molecule and thereby we may get nitrosol and then nitro. Okay, so this is about the oxidation of amines. And these are another topic, that is benzene diazonium chlorides or benzene diazonium salts. So tomorrow we will discuss it. Okay, so thank you. I hope you understood this. Thank you very much.